Pete Rogers back with you from USDA Wildlife Services here in Greenville, South Carolina. And we talked about the dirt hole set and how effective that is for catching predators the other day. But today what I want to do is to talk about two more different kinds of sets that we use for catching land predators. And one of those is called a scent post and the other is called a flat set. These are very similar to one another, and I want to emphasize the fact that this is how I do it. If you talk to 50 trappers out there, they're going to show you probably 50 different ways in which to do this. Just little different nuances that everyone has learned and picked up on. But this is a basic, trapping 101. This is the basic way to do it. So we're going to talk about scent post and we're going to talk about a flat set. And so before I get into showing you how to set those, in what situations would we use a scent post set versus a flat set or a dirt hole? Well, a scent post set is mainly targeting male coyotes. As you know, male dogs like to mark their territory with urine. And so what a scent post is it's usually out on the edge of a field or along a roadway in the woods. And what it's designed to do is to visually attract the coyote to come over and check it out, and also to get them to try to mark that post with their scent. And so we will use a lure of a different coyote, and we will use urine of a different coyote in order to attract the male coyotes over there in order to do that. It's a very effective set because of just their instinct to mark their territories with urine. So that in a flat set, I typically use a flat set in areas where coyotes have been trapped a lot, leery of the dirt hole and how visually appealing it is. A flat set is usually very subtle. It's it blends in very well with the surrounding area and the like. So it's very similar to a scent post, other than you don't have the post, and you use different types of lures and or baits in order to attract the animal there. I really like flat sets. It's probably my go-to on trap shy coyotes. And so anyway, I'm going to move the camera around. I'm going to show you how we basically do a scent post set and a flat set. So hold on just one second. All right, so as you can see here, I have a stick in the ground, courtesy of a local beaver. Got it out of a beaver pond, and basically I have just driven it in the ground. And notice the angle that I have it. I have it on an angle on purpose. What the angle does is it actually forces the coyote to a specific spot. If it's straight up in the ground like that, the coyote can walk all the way around it. But if I angle it like this, and I'll take my my hammer and pack the dirt around it a little bit to make it a little more steady. If I angle it just a little bit, 15 degrees or so, it forces the coyote over here on this side, which is where I want him. This is where I want him to be in order to get him to step on my trap that I'm going to have here underneath it. Again, I'm going to put on my gloves for scent control. So if you in your head visualize a coyote coming up and standing here, where is he going to stand, right? He's going to have to maneuver his body around in such a way that he can, hike his leg and urinate on the post there. So you want your trap bed to be a little bit further away than you would on a dirt hole or a flat set. In order to make sure that his feet get that worm out of there. Make sure that his feet are going to be where you want them to be. All right, so in this situation, I'm going to move the trap out a little bit further from the base of the post, okay? Again, we anchor it the same way. I've taken the anchor off of this just to speed up the process, but we anchor it the same way. All right, drive the stake right in the ground. Some people actually use rebar. I like the chain stakes, as you saw before. All right, so we're going to anchor the trap into the ground. All right, trap's anchored in the ground. We're going to bed it just like we did before. Nothing changes on how we bed our traps. We want to bed them very securely, very sturdily. Make sure that they don't move. All right. They do make pan covers, a device you can set over the pan and bed around it so you don't worry about setting the trap off while you're bedding it. They're very effective, work very well. You know, some guys like them, I just don't use them. Really don't have a reason why, I just never have. All right, so we want to bed that trap very well. That's all right. Okay. Again, we're going to use our pan cover. Keep anything from getting underneath the pan. We're going to sift over it. You see, everything's the same when it comes to actually setting the trap itself. The only difference is the presentation of the trap. All right, now I'm going to put all this extra dirt right there. Make it look a little bit more natural. Blend it in a little bit. All right, now what I like to do is to blend it in a lot. I'm going to take just some dead grass I got from the area. I'm just going to kind of put over it. I do this exact same thing with the flat set. All right, just kind of blend it in a little bit, take some grass from the area. You know, make sure you don't get any sticks or pebbles in there, like that. Okay, we're going to take our lure. And we're going to do a little bit of it, and we're going to put it right here. It's very important. Right here at the base of the scent post. All right, that's what we're going to do. And I mean, if you put it up here, he can smell it from way out here. If you put it down there at the base, the coyote has to come all the way in to stick his nose in it and to find out and to figure out what it is. So that's one of the things that to me that I've learned is very important in the scent post set is an angled stick or an angled post, and making sure that your lure is right at the base of the scent post. For a lure, I like to use a gland lure from a coyote, and also just a little bit of urine that I have in a spray bottle. I just mist it on there. But the main thing is that gland lure, and that's a scent post set. That's exactly how we do it, and it works very well. Transition into a flat set from the scent post set. What I do, and a lot of trappers do this very different, as I said, is I do exactly the same thing that I just do the scent post without the post. All right, exactly the same thing. Now I'm gonna turn you back down here and let you look at it. Okay, you see it's exactly the same. Now, no scent post or anything. What's the attractant? Well, the attractant is going to be the location. So if I'm looking here at this area, at this spot where I have it, you can see I have a wood pile here. I have a giant rock. So if a coyote is coming around this field edge, he's going to cut this corner right here. And when he does, I am going to have lure there. I'm not going to use bait. Now I will use a lure at a flat set, but I will not use bait. The difference in those two is that bait is a food source and lure is not a food source. It is just a very strong scent, a curiosity that gets them over there, whether it's a gland, whether it's a urine or anything like that. It's just this very strong scent that gets the coyote's curiosity up to come over and investigate. So I will not use a bait at a flat set, but I will use a lure. That's how I get them over here. So they'll come over here and they'll investigate. And because it blends in, it doesn't really get their attention until they're on top of it. So in this situation where I don't have anything here, it's kind of like a blind set, but it's not, is I will have a little bit of lure around this set somewhere in order to attract them, all right? One adjustment to a flat set is sometimes I will take a log. If you remember, we used some backing on the dirt hole set, right? But what I prefer to use, I don't have one right here with me, is a rotten log. You see how this one's pretty rotten here. A skull, a cow bone, something like that that looks very natural. Turtle shells work really well. You know, you find dead turtle shells out in the woods, save them. They're really great for these flat sets. So what I'll do is, instead of having a hole here for like a dirt hole, is I'll still use a log as a backing, or again, a turtle shell, a leg bone of a cow or something like that. And I'll put my lure in here, in it. If I have a turtle shell, it goes inside the shell, and then the shell just is laid there. And what this is mostly something to hold the lure. It's a little bit of a visual attractant, but it's mostly something to hold the lure. And then again, I like to use grass from the area, things of that nature, in order to get the just to make it blend in very naturally. In this situation, I would take some of this green stuff and I'd scatter all over it, just to make it kind of blend in a little bit better, so that it's not very obvious. The only thing that's bringing them over here is the lure. Okay. So again, I'm Pete Rogers with USDA Wildlife Services in Greenville, South Carolina, and I hope that these videos have helped you understand how we do land sets to help you maintain control of nuisance wildlife. If you have any questions, you can reach out to your local USDA office. Every state has one, and we'll be glad to help you with anything that we can. So thank you for watching and have a great day.